I want to be in the house where I raised my family.
You don't want to die alone.
Exactly.
Dexter Resurrection, Episode 5. Murder Horny. Another quality episode. The main focus here primarily centered around the idea that Dexter doesn't want to be alone. He wants human connection. Real connection that goes beyond him being a sick bastard who enjoys chopping people up into little pieces. For Dexter, this boiled down to two choices. His son, Harrison, or his new love interest, Lady Vengeance. Harrison effectively rejects Dexter, telling him in no uncertain terms that they are fundamentally different, where Dexter begins to understand that the apple fell further from the tree than he suspected. Their conversation makes Dexter aware that he has become Batista's white whale, and it likewise makes Harrison realize that he was being played by Batista. Dexter takes the watch to help carry Harrison's load, but is otherwise rebuffed. Dexter then turns his attention to Lady Vengeance. The two have a bowling date, and despite improbably nailing the 7-10 split, Dexter is bested. After the date, Mia proposes that they have a menage, but not the boring sexual variety. She wants to double team a victim with Dexter. How exciting! Dexter seems mighty turned on by the idea. The two are on another date later when he curiously brings up Miami. Much to his dismay, Dexter discovers that she has no code after all. How disappointing. She's just a run-of-the-mill whack-job serial killer who enjoys murdering people. When she has an itch, she scratches it. She's still all fired up about the menage, and Dexter seemed down too, but he got cold feet in the moment, and she was mighty disappointed, accusing him of being a tease, and that she now needs release because she's all murder horny. Dexter seems tempted to kill her then and there, but decides against it, showing restraint, remembering that it would look mighty suspicious if Prater's band of serial killers started vanishing after the new guy showed up. So Dexter cleverly plants the watch at her place, and it didn't take Lady Vengeance any time at all to find herself a dim-witted target. As she's preparing to do the deed, Dexter has a bedside view of the action. Mia's curtains are so exposed and wide open that she put Guinevere from You to shame. A frantic Dexter calls the police, and New York's finest show up just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, Harrison has had a tough run. His near confession led to another reluctant encounter with rock star Claudette. She became interested in his past at Iron Lake and reminds him that he is still indeed a suspect. Harrison bluffs her with some nonsense about not feeling heroic and wanting to speak to Shauna. Later, he again dismisses Dexter when he phoned Harrison prior to his date of destiny where he realized Mia has no code. When Harrison discovers that the murder he committed was pinned on some serial killer known as Lady Vengeance, he realizes that his old man intervened on his behalf. When father and son again get together, Dexter finally comes clean with Harrison and tells him the truth about what happened to his mother Rita, where Dexter even confesses his own role in what transpired. This is a key moment between the two. Earlier it appeared Dexter might be tempted to admit to Mia that he was the Bay Harbor butcher. He refrained from doing so, probably because he learned she had no code. But he came clean with Harrison. He's beginning to understand and accept that Harrison isn't a monster like himself, and the two apparently had a bonding moment. Beneath the surface, the most interesting aspects of the episode surrounded the mysterious Leon Prater. We learn he was an orphan. His parents were killed by a drunk driver in a car accident. Leon appreciates the police because of them saving him, and that he has paid off the mortgages of everyone who ever adopted a child from that orphanage. Prater prefers that last part stay off the record, and as such, one has to wonder if Prater's story about his parents was the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. One gets the impression that there is deception going on here, that he is merely revealing a half-truth about his origin, and that the full story might better explain how Prater first became obsessed with serial killers. On top of that, we learn that perhaps Charlie's loyalty to Prater may not be all that it seemed. We get a look into her human side when she visits her mother, and Prater seemingly threatens her regarding the Mia situation. Charlie visits Mia, and it feels like her days are numbered. Meanwhile, poor Batista is absolutely baffled. So too is rock star Claudette. Neither of them seem satisfied by the neatly wrapped up case that apparently had nothing to do with Dexter or Harrison. Her spidey senses are definitely tingling, and if Batista really is now convinced that Dexter is the Bay Harbor butcher, he ought to know that Dexter is great at covering his tracks, pinning the butcher murders on poor Dokes, and seemingly involved in setting up LaGuerta's demise as a murder-suicide. And lest we forget, Batista and Quinn witnessed what Dexter did to Saxon, and Quinn is smart, well-connected, and probably already on to Batista's not-so-secret investigation. Worth noting that Quinn had his own suspicions about Dexter after Rita's murder, where he even brought Stan Liddy on board, where amazingly, Dexter covered for Quinn and provided him with plausible deniability. The big question here becomes, will Lady Vengeance get to talk before she meets her demise? She's obviously had the chance to speak with Charlie, and the total extent of that discussion is unknown. Might she get a visit from rock star Claudette, or perhaps from Batista himself? The pieces of the puzzle are there. The phone call Dexter made to authorities where he properly identified her as Lady Vengeance might get the attention of Claudette and/or Batista. Mia and others can certainly identify a photo of Dexter, and she knows she had nothing to do with Ryan Foster's murder. Dexter also spilled the beans that he grew up in Miami. On top of all that, Dexter has a brand new slide box, not quite large enough, and he used the same hiding spot where Joy used to hide her weed. Charlie's pretty good at finding hiding spots regardless, even if Joy doesn't tip someone off. Then there is the whole thing with Harrison being overwhelmed with guilt, because he is not a monster like his old man. I maintain that the battle between Dexter and Batista remains the driving force behind Dexter Resurrection, but the omnipresent mystery surrounding Leon Prater adds an inherently intriguing angle in its own right, and in my humble opinion, Dexter Resurrection is off to a damn good start. What do you think so far? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night.
You're disappointed. I get it. But Mia was never the answer. Harrison is.
She died because of my selfishness. Because of my mistake.
When I was a young boy, both my parents were killed by a drunk driver. I was in the back seat.
And it broke me. The truth.
Finally.
I'm not going to ask for help, if that's what you're worried about. I'm certainly not going to do anything stupid, like ask for money or make threats.
It was a formative time in my life. The gala actually takes place on the anniversary of my parents' death.
Our mutual friend appreciates that. And we'll make sure that your time here is as comfortable and short as possible.
Victim of last week's murder at the Empire Hotel was killed by Mia LaPierre, a.k.a. Lady Vengeance.
What the fuck?